Good day. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Just Talking. I'm going to try to look at the camera here. Hello, I'm back. Did you miss me? I mean, I've been back in the sense that I haven't really stopped making videos, although I kind of did for a couple of weeks there. But as you may know, depending on how you're in touch with me, or if you're in touch with me at all, we've been out of our house, my family and I, for, oh boy, a little over 3 months now. And we've moved back in. Our renovations are 90, I'm going to say maybe 95% complete at this point, which is nice. There are still some things to be done, which is mildly annoying, but I don't know if annoying is quite the right word, but these last details or these last things that need to be done, hopefully they don't drag on for too long. Everybody has contractor horror stories, and hopefully ours isn't one of them. To be fair, our experience so far with we hired a general contractor to manage the sub trades and things, and work with us on the design. To be fair, it's been a pretty good experience for the most part. Not too much to complain about. There's always some stuff, like, maybe when your customer tells you they don't like something, maybe you should believe them. Or if they suggest something's wrong and they just, electrically speaking, and they just happen to be an electrical engineer, maybe you should consider listening to them. Anyway, what do I know? What do I know? Just some idiot with lots of money, apparently, that is free to be spent by the general contractor, because that's what they like to do, is spend our money. Okay, enough about that. That's not what this channel's about, although maybe I should start maybe I should start a sub channel or a second channel. Home renovation stories. Yeah. My gripes with contractors. What do I want to say? That not too much. I'm back. I'm back in the saddle. It's a different saddle. Same room. Different paint. My desk is in a different place in the room. I'm looking at the screen here because I'm noticing what looks like I don't know, like, what do you call it? Like not a scan line, but where there's it's almost like a beat in when you've got two waveforms colliding. Now I do have the power compensation turned on this camera, so I don't know. Not sure why that would be. I'm not an expert in these things, and this is absolutely not a high-end camera. It is a Creative Labs live cam, webcam, mounted on top of my monitor in a very highly professional and secure manner. And by highly professional and secure, I mean mostly just sitting there on top of my monitor. So as long as I don't bump the monitor, we'll be fine. While I was away, I've mostly been playing Dwarf Fortress and Minecraft, mostly Minecraft, because it's just something I can pick up and play and blather on about and record for half an hour, and just kind of works out. Hang on a sec, got a cough. I should really have a glass of water here. I'm not used to talking so much. And this is a pretty short bout of talking. So yeah, I don't know. I haven't been really wanting to put too much thought into things. There's just been too much else going on in life. Youngest daughter graduated high school, so that's us done as parents of non-adult children. And grade school is done. She's off to university in the fall. That's the plan anyway. So I'm gonna try my hand at recording an Atari 8-bit gameplay video, I think, here shortly. The first time in more than 3 months, so that's exciting. I've got one sort of video to make that's I'm going to say apology video, sort of, kind of. I'm going to revisit a game that I played, and my video review of it was pretty harsh. I had a comment on it by a person who I think might be the author of the game, and they left me a comment explaining something that I didn't figure out, which probably would help play the game quite a bit. It seemed like a death key on the keyboard. You press the space bar and you die, but apparently there's more to it than that. So, and I was unduly harsh, let's say, in my video. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble here. So yeah, I don't know how long it's going to take me to get back to normal, whatever that means. I got to watch myself when I do air quotes. Normal. We'll see. I'll make videos as the spirit moves me. We've got lots of I should probably re-record this, but I'm not gonna. We've got lots of moving back in to do. We packed up essentially our entire house. Well, not essentially. We packed up our entire house and stored it in a couple of places, mostly in our garage, but also other places outside. And so we moved everything back, but we've got lots of unpacking to do, and I want to take the opportunity, since we have to lay hands on everything we own, to get rid of things that we're never going to use again, or are unlikely to use, or have not used in 20 years. You know how it is. Maybe you don't, but I know how it is, and I feel like lots of people know how it is. Here in our Western societies, we are blessed with a plethora of possessions, most people. Too much. It's too much. Consumer society that we all are born into, and I don't know, I feel like we should be fighting against it, although, hobbies are fine, and collecting things is fine, but shouldn't get too carried away. So, hopefully the levels on this are alright. For some reason the gain on this headset, the 100% gain, there I go again, I'm looking at the levels in OBS. The 100% gain setting was not very loud, and unfortunately I caught it. Hopefully this isn't, hopefully I didn't overcompensate. I put like a 10 decibel gain on the mic over default, which is 0 gain. And I've never had to do that before, but I've also never had this headset plugged into this computer that I'm pointing to, which is right over there. And you're not going to be able to see it, so I don't know really why I'm pointing to it. And I'm getting some text messages, so that's cool. Almost 11 o'clock at night. Less cool, but whatever. Out-of-band communications, or not out-of-band, that's not the right word I'm looking for. Asynchronous communications. I don't have to answer right away. I might not answer till morning. I might not answer at all, depending on who's texting me. Alright, well that's about enough. Probably about enough. Blither blather, jibbity jabber. I've made the occasional note while I was more or less on a hiatus from doing retro game recording about things I might want to do, and but I think I'm going to kick it off with this mea culpa video. It's not that exciting a game to start with. It's Minesweeper on the Atari 8-bit. So to start with, it's a bit of an odd idea, I suppose. Not sure why you would want to do that, but as an exercise in programming, I'm sure it was more interesting. But in gameplay, the Minesweeper that came with Windows 3.1, I think, kind of blows it away. Or even, I'm sure there's a Minesweeper game that you can play by default, probably on pretty much any full Linux install. I don't know if there's a Minesweeper on Windows these days by default or not. I couldn't tell you. And I don't actually care, so I'm not going to look. What else? I still have yet to plug in my Mister. It's here. It's here. Let's have a look at that, shall we? I said I was almost done, and here I am carrying on. That's okay. It's my channel. It's my video. There it is. I think I could get this right. The Mr. D... Oh, it's not focusing on that. The Mr. DE10 Nano. with some accessory boards. I've got the USB expander, the I/O board, I believe it's called, with the HDMI and such. Oh, that's odd. I just noticed something. Anyway, it's got an Ethernet port on there. I've got the USB expander down here. It gives it 7 USB ports, which is probably more than I'll ever use. HDMI, what else? Oh, there's a RAM expansion on there that plugs in. Here is the RAM expansion, right here, board. Plugs into the slot on the I/O. I'm confused. It's been so long since I assembled all this, I don't even remember what half of it is. Anyway, little power bus bar thing right here. It's not a bus bar exactly, but takes, well, actually it probably is a bus bar more or less, with 5 pins or 7 pins. Anyway, takes power from one board to the next, and I love it. Most people that have these love them so much. They're also my little fan that I bought. It is a I don't know what the hell it is. Noctua. It's a Noctua fan that I fitted to this board, and then the mounts were a little goofy, but I cut them off. I'm just going to stare at my board for a few minutes in admiration. Anyway, it hasn't been updated for 3 months. When I say updated, I'm talking about the Mr. Auto update scripts that populate things. Where the heck is my SD card slot on this thing? Where even is that? Anyway, I think I've got a 256 gig SD card in here, so lots of room for stuff. I don't know where the SD card slot is. Good Lord. Oh, there it is. There it is. There's the card. Can you read that? 256. Yeah, you can read that. Well, maybe. It's a little blurry. I don't know why that is. Why are you blurry? 256. 256 gigabytes. Would that stick? Oh, damn it. Here, look at my bald head. Here, see how bald I am on top? Really bald. I think I'm gonna cut my long hair off here pretty soon. I've been thinking about it anyway. It started as COVID hair, which was a bit of a reminiscence from when I had long hair. Oh gosh, before my hairline was probably about there, maybe something like that, and in the 90s. And I grew out my hair. It was almost down to my butt when I finally cut it off. And so that was fun. My mom hated it so much. Oh, she hated my long hair. What are you going to do? She's gone now, so. Anyway, she probably would still hate it. She passed away just as the pandemic was kicking into high gear, which, given that we knew she was going to go, was probably for the best, because living with all the restrictions on visiting and interacting with other human beings would have been too much for her, I think, to bear. Wow, that sure took a downturn, didn't it? Anyway, oh, hey, yeah, there's my shirt. Check my shirt, man. And if you don't know who Core Blend is, check him out on Spotify or someone. He's one of my favorite Alberta, Canada artists. He's really good. This shirt is based on a song, quite a funny song actually. Oh, wrong side. Everything is better with some, this is hard to do, cows around. Hard to do because everything's kind of mirrored. Well, not kinda. Oh no, it isn't. So what it isn't is mirrored. It's the opposite of mirrored. So this is my right hand, And if it was mirrored, my right hand would be on this side, and that's what makes it awkward, because we're used to looking in the mirror, not in the camera, which has reversed everything from what it would be in a mirror. But from the camera's point of view, it's straight. Why do my glasses look so crooked? Oh my god, I don't know. All right, how we doing here? 15 minutes of me talking like a doofus. Anyway, I'm back. Not that I really went anywhere, but I'm going to start making some videos and maybe putting some actual title screens on them again. I'll probably continue my Dwarf Fortress and Minecraft in Exile videos, but I might retitle them to No Longer in Exile. But I think I'll retain the format without me being on camera, or maybe I'll put myself on the screen so you can see my beautiful mug. For certain values of beautiful, I mean, come on, give me a break. What do you expect? I'm a mid-50s man. How beautiful do you expect me to be? Not very, hopefully. Okay, doing anything else I want to talk about? Now I'm looking at my desktop on my giant 32-inch monitor, which I'm sitting in front of, about probably 2/3 of a meter away from it, which is maybe arguably too close. Probably I'll sit back. Oh, actually, no, I won't. These glasses. Are these the single vision ones? No. Bleh. Aging eyeballs. It's no joke, man. Okay, so my file copies are done. I'm just backing up video files and things that I made from my laptop to my home NAS, which I just fired up here earlier this evening. Handbrake. I've got MAME, I've got Minecraft, I've got Discord, I've got Spotify, I've got all kinds of emulators which are not on my launch bar, but they're all installed. So many emulators, which I don't even use that much anymore, although I have done most of the Atari stuff on emulator. But with the Mister, in general, you don't need to use emulation anymore, although you can make an argument, and I'm not going to get into whether it is or isn't emulation. It's it kind of is, but not really. It's a simulation. It's an electrical, how to put it? It's a field programmable gate array. You would think as an electrical engineer I might be able to explain this a little better. Basically, it's reconfigurable digital logic circuits, which you can program, I guess, if you want to call it that. You can reconfigure the logic gates to basically be digital circuitry, and then you can put those elements together in such a way that they behave in the same way as the original digital chips, and to a certain extent you can even simulate analog things in digital circuitry. I might be talking out my ass about that part, but anyway, that's the gist of it. So it's a reconfigurable set of electronics in a chip on this board, which is, I think, underneath that fan, if I'm not mistaken. And anyway, quite cool. Good friend of mine that I went to university with worked on this product. He works for Intel, has done for a long time. Okay, what else? Probably nothing. Probably nothing for now. That's probably enough. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you very soon. Take good care of yourselves. Bye-bye.